the law. Now Seagal is to kill. And also at Errol's, she's an undercover cop led by a dangerous Impulse. See Teresa Russell in Impulse. Hard to Kill and Impulse. Both available at Errol's, the first name in video.
Now, every time you use the American Express card, you could win a trip anywhere. To do anything. Because American Express is giving away $10,000 dream weekends. One a day, every day for the rest of the year. Every time you use the card, you have another chance to win. Only with the American Express card. Don't leave home without it.
How do you get real premium beer taste in a non-alcoholic brew? You start with a real premium beer. That's how Anheuser-Busch makes O'Doul's. O'Doul's is carefully brewed, fully fermented, and cold-aged. Then the alcohol is naturally removed, retaining all the great taste. So how do you get real premium beer taste in a non-alcoholic brew? Ask for an ice-cold O'Doul's. O'Doul's, the taste will win you over.
Anybody home? Letty Luck, Virginia Lottery. Some days you can't give it away.
Another week without a winner.
We're out of here.
This week's estimated lotto jackpot, $13 million.
The Washington Capitals with a couple of power play goals. The Hawks have one, and Washington with a well-deserved one-goal lead as we get set for period number 3. Welcome back on WDCA. I'm Jeff Rimmer, bringing you Caps hockey along with Craig Laughlin. And you know, this is my first visit here as a broadcaster of the Chicago Stadium. Overwhelmed here by the atmosphere. You can talk about the Montreal Forum. You can talk about Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto. A great deal of tradition and history in this facility. And earlier on today, our Craig Laughlin took us around the arena. Stay tuned.
Thanks, Jeff. There's a lot of tradition and history in Chicago Stadium. The one I remember more are these steep stairs leading to the dressing room. They're extremely hard to walk on with shoes. Imagine with skates. It's very difficult to go up those stairs. They're 70 degrees. Most stairs are 45 degrees. Another thing that fans always ask me about is what are dressing rooms all about and what they look like inside. Let's go in and take a look. Well, this is it, your typical NHL dressing room. Not too glamorous, 20 guys packed into this room trying to get ready for tonight's game. There's a couple of key guys trying to get the Caps ready for tonight's game. One of them is joining me now, Doug Shear, assistant trainer, head equipment man. And Dougie, I look around the room, how do you decide who sits where?
Well, Locker, over the last 8 years, going in and out of the visiting dressing rooms, I have a pretty good idea with how the layout is of each dressing room. And we basically try to put our veteran players in key positions where they're visible to the other players, especially younger guys, so they're vocal and they can get along, you know, tell the guys and get them pumped up for the game. For instance, Rod's been here since I've been here, and over the last 8 years, he's always sat in the same stall, and you know, things just don't change. It's like when you come in this rink, he knows where he's going to be. It's a comfort for him. At home, we have a gentleman by the name of Rick Harper who does all the home preparation for our games. And on the road, I have a gentleman by the name of Craig Leidick who does a real fine job. And as you can see, everything in the rooms is zacked, and Woody's right over here working away at right now.
Well, thanks, Doug. Let's go visit Craig Leidick. And Craig, you're the assistant equipment manager of the Capitals, and I see everybody's got the equipment hung up much the same. Explain this to me. Why do you do it this way?
Well, when you're working for a professional club, you want the room just to, you want the room to look as professional as the players who are going to be wearing it. So therefore, we are very particular about the way we want the gear hung up. So we always have the shoulder pads in the same spot, pants, cup and garter, shin pads, gloves, and the sweaters. So they all look the same.
Well, what about, I noticed Rod Langway's stall. You know, when I play, he always sat here too. I don't know if it's good luck or not, but I noticed he's got three pair of gloves up there. Why does he have 3 pair of gloves?
Well, it's very simple. Rod he perspires very heavily, so the leather in his glove takes a toll. So about halfway through each period, we'll replace one pair of gloves with another, and we rigged up a little hair drying system. We'll put those on, so when he comes off in between periods, set that was damp halfway through will be dry for him for the next period.
Okay, what about this table here? It's always set up You guys always do a good job setting up. What sort of things do we have here?
Just the bare necessities for the players, things that keep them intact. You got your different types of tape. Some guys have different preferences. Some guys like thick tape. Some guys like thin tape. You got friction tape for the sticks, the gum to chew. And then here you got your Gatorade and your water and coffee and so forth. Just things that keep them going, keep them happy.
Well, thank you very much, Greg and Doug. And there's one other room we have to check on, and Stan Wong's always in there, and I tried not to spend too much time in there. Let's go visit the training room. Well, this is it, the training room, and with me, Stan Wong, the guy that keeps the Capitals going. And Stan, first of all, how do you fit 20 guys into this little room?
It gets hard at times, Craig. We have a pecking order, and usually the veterans will have first available service, and then the younger players come later.
Now, what about this table? What do you use this for before and after the games?
It's used before the games mostly for taping, stretching, and we do a lot of massaging. Massaging can be invigorating and after the game, more relaxation massage.
I didn't really see this room too much when I played, did I, Stan?
Craig, unfortunately, you saw it a lot.
All right, back up to you, Jeff.
Well, Craig Laughlin tried to talk Sluggo, Doug Shearer, into putting his own equipment out. He then tried to get the massage from Stan Wong, but guess what? He's up here, and he's going to join me in just a few moments. After 2 periods of play, the Washington Capitals with a 1-goal lead. Stay tuned.
Don't answer the phone. Don't go near the window. Don't look in the basement. Never go in the attic or look under the bed. Forget the closet. The shower? No way. Why? Because they're coming. Horror's greatest stars of the night are coming to your house to honor Hollywood's creepiest creatures and the craftsmen who bring them to life. Be here when Nightmare on Elm Street's Robert Englund hosts the Horror Hall of Fame.
Saturday on DC-20, WDCA TV.
Shot and a goal! Kelly Miller!
There is no substitute for extra effort. For the Caps, extra effort means solid results. And solid results are yours at Northern Virginia's Solid Savings Bank, Providence Savings. Providence offers free checking, ATMs that pay you, 6 different CDs, 5 money market plans, and over 40 home and construction loans. That's extra effort in banking. Providence Savings has 10 offices. Stop in today and let their extra effort give you a solid financial future. Providence Savings, your solid choice.
A little thing like this can cause your brakes to fail. So when I do a brake job, I never fail to inspect it. At Meineke, nothing is unimportant.
Starting the day with the New York Times won't guarantee it'll be a better day, but it can help make a difference. The Times can give you the options that soften the edges and make life a little more interesting.
No pizza before dinner, Michael.
With ideas and information meaningful to you, the Times can sharpen your mind and stimulate your senses, whether it starts your day
It's delicious.
or just becomes a part of it.
Oh, what's for dinner?
The New York Times, now 7-day delivery is just $2.50 a week in most of the D.C. area.
This car will do wonders for your image and ours. Introducing the new Scoop from Hyundai. Yes, Hyundai.
View of the Chicago Stadium here. We played 40 minutes of play. You're watching it live and exclusively on WDCA, and the Caps lead by 1. Craig Laughlin, your thoughts on that second period?
I thought that both teams played pretty well. I thought the Caps really hemmed in the Blackhawks for the most part. They forced the Hawks to throw it around the boards, and the Capitals defensemen really doing a great job pinching in.
While the Chicago Blackhawks momentarily tied the game with a power play goal of their own early in the second period.
Yes, just a little shot here by Chelios, just a backhand. Really, no one thought it would get through. It got through. Larmer got a whack at it. Knocks it right through Beaupre's legs into the net. Larmer, a natural goal scorer. He's jolly on the spot to put that one in.
That lead, though, was short-lived as the Washington Capitals came back with their own power play goal to regain the lead.
Yes, the Capitals did a good job. They set up the umbrella, a big slap shot by Kevin Hatcher. Belfort down, hits his pads, comes right out into the slot. John Druce told to stay in that slot area. As soon as it comes on his stick, he puts it high over the blocker glove.
And as our Volkswagen intermission stats, as you can now see, the score, the Caps leading 2-1. Shots on goal now after 40 minutes of play, 22-17. Power plays, 2 for 4 for the Capitals, 1 for 3, and penalties in minutes 6 and 8. Volkswagen intermission stats are brought to you by your Washington area Volkswagen dealers, where you'll find Farfanugan. It's what makes a good car a Volkswagen. Stay tuned. We'll have third period action for you here on WDCA. The Washington Capitals with a 1-goal lead.
Everyone knows about my expansive vocabulary and the delineations I take with language. I went to electrocution school. So when I say the wrong thing at the right time, it's funny, but only because I'm in control. But if you're drinking and you start talking like me, then it's a good inclination that you're not in control, and that's not funny. You see, responsible drinking is as easy as knowing when to say the right thing at the right time, to know when to say when. And hey, even I could say that.
A reminder from Budweiser.
Colts can be expensive. Ali Sheba sold for $500,000. Secretariat was valued at $6 million. And Sunday Silence almost $10 million. Now this colt is faster than all those horses, yet it's being sold for under $7,000. Colt, made in Japan, priced in America.
So I realized it was time for new glasses. Suddenly, I had a vision. Pearl. Or was it Pearl Express? Maybe I need an eye exam, I said. Buy a pair of glasses and we'll pay for your exam, they said. What if I want 2 pairs instead? I said. Then buy 1 pair and we'll give you a second pair. They can do that. They're number 1. Should Pearl pay for my eye exam or give me a second pair? These are the decisions we must face in life.
Now at Pearl and Pearl Express, where you get glasses in 1 hour. Call 1-800-YES-EYES for locations.
People in business who invest in themselves earn an average of 50% more than those who don't. Today, you have the opportunity to invest in your career. 2001, a sales odyssey comes to Washington. Tom Hopkins, the #1 sales trainer in the world, will speak from noon till 6 p.m. on October 30th at the Ramada Renaissance Hotel at Tech World. Tom doesn't teach hype or pure motivation, but rather how-to nuts and bolts skills that are value-proven on the firing line. To make reservations for the Tom Hopkins seminar on October 30th, call now 1-800-443-8025.
This is drugs. This is your brain on drugs. Any questions?
Tonight's Capitals hockey game is sponsored in part by your local Volkswagen dealer, where you'll find Farfanugan. It's what makes a car a Volkswagen. Trustworthy hardware, the problem solvers. C&B Telephone Yellow Pages. No other book can match it. C&B, a Bell Atlantic company. And by Giant Food. We care about quality and value. We care about you.
Capitals making their long climb up from the basement here at the Chicago Stadium for period number 3. Coach Terry Murray following Bob Rouse upstairs. And the Caps, as we begin play, lead by 1. Let's get a look at our Giant Food scoreboard. We've got some finals for you. The Rangers win again on home ice at MSG. They beat the Flyers by a score of 5-3. The Penguins, with Kevin Stevens scoring 3 times. A winner over the Nordiques. For Stevens, his first hat-trick of the year, second of his NHL career. New Jersey has beaten Buffalo by a score of 5-1. Big night, obviously, for teams in the Patrick Division. Boston has defeated the Vancouver Canucks 4-2. Christian and Carpenter with the goals. Each of them, of course, former Capitals. St. Louis, a second straight night. Brett Hull with a hat-trick. They lead the Toronto Maple Leafs, and Edmonton with an early goal to lead the Calgary Flames at the Saddle Dome. And from the NBA preseason game, Bernard King with a total of 26 points, but it was in a losing cause as Cleveland at home beats the Bullets. Don't forget, a week from tonight, right here on WDCA TV 20, we'll have the Bullets season opener. It's on the road against the Heat in Miami. Mel Proctor, Phil Chenier, all the action on WDCA. End zone view of the stadium ice here in Chicago as the teams get set. Now, I know about the atmosphere, Craig Laughlin, but you didn't tell me as we made the long climb upstairs here tonight that the gallery guides throw peanuts while you're on the air, throw beer while you're on the air. And you didn't fill me in on that one.
Well, let me clarify that, though, Jeff. They were throwing them at you. they didn't come near me.
Don't brag. There's still a period to go. Those that brag get there. John Druce, ridden off along the boards. Rod Langway clears it along the far side. Jeremy Roenick to Larmer, off his stick. Kevin Hatcher clears it to John Druce. The Hawks have come out throwing their bodies around here. They've got to get something going. The Capitals, playing excellent hockey, is waiting to pounce on a mistake from the Blackhawks. Here comes Jeremy Roenick clearing it off the boards. Incidentally, Dave Ferry of the Capitals staff informing us here before tonight's hockey game that the Capitals are a perfect 5-0 when they've taken the lead into the third period. 5-0, 1-5. They've yet to lose when they've led going into period number 3.
The Chicago Blackhawks, I'm sure Keenan would have talked to them between periods. They're coming out, they want to bump and grind early, and he told them, let's go 20, 30, 40-second shifts. No longer, don't stay out there longer. You can't play after you go 40 seconds or more full speed. So he wants his guys out there short shifts. Let's try to get something created against the Capitals down low.
Coach Terry Murray, Keenan's opposite number. Very pleased with the effort in Philadelphia. Would like to see the team continue to play that consistent hockey here on the road, especially now that they're on this lengthy road trip. They head west tomorrow morning. They'll play in Calgary Saturday, in Edmonton against the defending champions on Sunday, and goes off against Vancouver. And a quick drive goes wide. Back home a week from tomorrow against the LA Kings in the Great One. Michael Pivonka turned around. Play whistled down, and referee Rob Schick has whistled the penalty call. Cross-checking. Bob Rouse makes his way. He gets the gate.
Washington penalty number 8, Bob Rouse. 2 minutes for cross-checking at 1:01. Washington penalty Rouse. 2 minutes for cross-checking.
Well, Rouse gets a penalty. The Blackhawks are going to be on the power play. But Rouse, they're finishing their checks. He finishes his check, gets called with the cross-check. He's in the corner fighting against Murray. He comes in, gives him a cross-check. As Murray comes in, referee standing right there calls him for cross-checking. This is a big kill for the Washington Capitals. They've been successful because they're not letting the Blackhawks enter under control. Against this Blackhawk power play, if you let them enter under control, they're very dangerous.
So the Blackhawks back on the power play here, and the Caps will have to come through with another solid effort defensively here with the manpower disadvantage. Ridley and Miller up front, Hatcher and Lawler on the blue line here. As the Hawks come out of their own zone. Yanni feeding around the right side to Keith Brown, wraps it around the boards. Roy Murray tried to keep it in, but the Caps cleared all the way down on Belfort. Keith Brown skates in front of his own net, leads the Hawk attack to the blue lines from center. Wraps it around the boards, and it finds a quirk. It ends up in front as Beaupre chased out to try to tee it up for his defense. Here's Hatcher clearing it all the way down. Belfort tips it to the corner, and both teams change on the go. 1:07 left of the penalty to Rouse as Roenick fires it in the Washington end. On the far boards, Lemieux tied up by Druce, gets the puck free and clears it off the boards and down the ice.
The Capitals really standing up the Blackhawks, forcing them to dump it in, and when you dump it in, the puck gets bouncing, and the Capitals are jumping on the loose pucks and firing them back down.
Chelios around the boards, Goulet there, but Hatcher's got it, and he clears it between the defensemen all the way right on Belfort. Fans not at all pleased here with this power play from the Chicago Blackhawks. From center, wrapped around the boards. It comes right to Don Beaupre, steers it ahead, and Dave Tippett clears it off the boards and back into the Chicago end again. Dave Manson, great penalty killing here. With 17 seconds now left in the penalty with Rouse getting set to come back on. Caps giving Chicago one last chance with the extra man. Jocelyn Lemieux throws a hit on Hatcher. Or make that Johansson, who turns. Cleared in. Beaupre to Johansson. Another hit from Lemieux. Rouse is back on. Teams are at full strength. Wrapped around the boards and down the ice. Mike Ridley chasing after it. Make that Bondra chasing after it. And he gets it ahead. Belfour leaving it there for Chelios to Manson. Off the boards to Lemieux. Hunter is there. He turns it around. Beaupre has it hopped over his stick. Shot by Presley from the right wing. Lawler has it right on Belfour. And it's steered around too far for Tippett. And Lawler's got it way high over top of the net. And we'll take a break. With 16:19 left to go. Caps lead by 1.
Hey, Mrs. Susan Amato of Teaneck, New Jersey writes, I really want a Volkswagen Jetta, but what exactly does Farfignugan look like? Well, Mrs. Amato, did you see it? Farfignugan. It's what makes a car, a Volkswagen.
So Brett Hull, who had that $1 million contract renegotiated with the St. Louis Blues, now with 13 goals by virtue of that hat trick, and that's on successive nights. You score 13 in your career, Locker?
That's not very nice, Jeff.
All right, behind the net, Peluso tries to control it along the board. Bondra fires a shot. It goes wide. Hunter's got it now. Feeds it to Tippett. Right on. Belfour the save. Bondra waiting for the rebound. He couldn't control it. Back come the Blackhawks. McNeil and Hudson in over the line. Tipped by Tippett out. Brought back in by Peluso. Offside. And Peluso, a giant of a man, tries to get something going with Tippett, then sees the size difference and skates away. This Peluso, tall left winger, definitely size on his side, and I guess that's what Mike Keenan liked when he saw Peluso.
Yeah, he's not, he's not the swiftest skater. He goes out there and does his job. He tries to rough things up, tries to get something started, but he just gives a little push with Tippett. But I'm really impressed, especially with Beaupre. Beaupre's out, he stops the puck, he's really communicating with his defenseman. That's why the Caps were successful at killing off their penalties. He's out of the net, he passes it to them, he sets up the puck. When you have a goalie communicating with your defenseman, he's a third defenseman out there.
Both teams making wholesale changes here. Caps now have Murray centering a line with Kyprios and Berglund up front. Rouse and Johansson on the defense. It's for the Chicago Blackhawks. Roenick with Goulet and Larmer, the offensive trio for Chicago. Keith Brown and Conroy on the blue line. Conroy gets it ahead to Goulet. Keenan, Coach Terry Murray matching up lines, or at least attempting to do so here. John Bruce line comes out now with Zezel and Kelly Miller. Here's Conroy from the point. Pad save made by Beaupre, who again is seeing it well. Conroy again. This one goes wide. Kelly Miller throws a check into Keith Brown. Hatcher one-hands it to John Druce, who's turned around on the play. And we'll have a face-off offside the call. Stay tuned. We're here at the stadium in Chicago with the Caps clinging to a one-goal lead.
There is no substitute for extra effort. For the Caps, extra effort means solid results. And solid results are yours at Northern Virginia's Solid Savings Bank, Providence Savings. Providence offers free checking, ATMs that pay you, 6 different CDs, 5 money market plans, and over 40 home and construction loans. That's extra effort in banking. Providence Savings has 10 offices. Stop in today and let their extra effort give you a solid financial future. Providence Savings, your solid choice.
15-15 left to go here in the third period at the stadium in Chicago. The Caps with a couple of power play goals, one from Zezel, one from John Druce. Steve Larmer has scored a power play goal for the Blackhawks. Caps with a one-goal lead as Zezel in that face-off circle, along with Troy Murray. Face-off won by Zezel, who gets it to Hatcher, who backhands it into the Chicago end. Caps change their defensive pairings. Puck cleared off the glass. Bruce slaps at it, tries to keep it in. Troy Murray, his opposite number, timed him up. Calle Johansson backs it off the boards, but not out. Shot by Brown. And Beaupre got a piece of it. Here's Manson through a crowd. It goes wide. Kelly Miller tips it ahead. John Druce races after it. Manson clears it and gets it out of the zone. Troy Murray flips it ahead, looking for Dirk Graham. Calle Johansson steps up. He feeds it ahead to Pivonka, to John Druce. Druce from the faceoff circle winds up, and he fires it into the crowd.
John Druce really stepping into that one. It hits one of their defensemen, Manson, and goes over the glass. The Capitals playing smart hockey. They're just going to dump it out. And John Druce just took a couple extra steps to get a better shooting angle. Let one go, but it goes over the glass for a stoppage of play.
Mike Ridley with Pivonka and Leach on the wings. Rouse, Calle Johansson on the blue line as we get another look at Belfour. Incidentally, that patch just above the Hawk, the Indian, is the All-Star patch. Commemorative All-Star patch worn by the Blackhawks, both in their home and away uniforms. The All-Star game right here in Chicago this year. Hawks looking forward to that. It will be the 42nd NHL All-Star game. Plans are already well underway. Gilbert directing it towards the net, goes off Rouse. This one into the crowd. I'm telling you, they're having a difficult time keeping the puck in play. And I know your point's a good one, Craig, that they are, at least on the drawing board, the plans for the new Chicago Stadium. And a lot of the hockey fans would like this arena to remain the home of the Chicago Blackhawks, but with the plans still I guess being discussed by the Wirtz family, the owners of the Blackhawks. We're a few years away from the construction of that new arena, and maybe a good reason to think long and hard about putting in that higher glass. Play underway. Presley skates in front of the net, fires a shot. Beaupre in the save, the rebound. Scored by Chris Chelios. The Hawks have tied it up. Beaupre very slow to get up, and I'm wondering if that injury from the second period is not bothering.
Well, after every goal that the Blackhawks score, you hear the horn. That's the horn of William Wirtz, the owner's boat. And every time the Chicago Blackhawks score, you hear that go off. Jared Presley walks out, takes a shot, but the guy that you have to watch, Chris Chelios, he's an offensive guy. He jumps in from his point position, sneaks back past the forward covering him, puts it into the corner. And that's just a matter of Chelios stepping up, going for the goal, and scoring one. And there's the horn we're talking about, Jeff. That's the boat horn from the owner's yacht. Every time they score, and at the start of the game, that goes off, and that can scare you.
Chris Chelios with his 4th goal of the season tied this one up.
On the bench asking the referee, saying, hey, how can the linesman go over to Don Beaupre? And all the Capitals wanted to do is go over to Beaupre. What they were doing is they were just using the stone on his skate. He's got a little nick in it. He might have felt a little nick, so he wasn't sliding across his crease properly. They sent out the stone. They can't have the trainer come out, but the linesman came over and fixed his skate.
Chelios the goal, his 4th from Presley. And Creighton at 5:53 were tied up 2-2. The Blackhawks and the Capitals have yet to play an overtime game. So we're tied. Let's see what happens from here. Chelios is turned around. Dave Tippett raises his hand in the air as if to say, hey, no penalty here. But Rob Schick will have no part of that. So the Blackhawks, after tying it up, will go on the power play.
A lot of car makers like to talk about performance in terms of seconds. Motor Week's Driver's Choice Award and finished first in J.D. Power and Associates Initial Quality Survey. Why bother with seconds when you can talk about firsts? Lexus. Stop by your Washington area Lexus dealer for a victory lap.
Dave Tippett going off for holding, and the Hawks have got the power play.
Well, yes, Chelios gets up ahead of steam. He tries to go around Tippett at the blue line, gets pulled down. They're trying to get some momentum going. The fans got into it. The referee calls a penalty. This is a big kill situation for the Capitals penalty killers.
Roenick with Adam Creighton and Steve Larmer up front. Conroy and Chelios on the blue line as Kelly Miller steals it for the Capitals in the neutral zone. Gets it cross ice for Ridley. Ridley around the net, gets it in front. Hatcher from the point, and his shot goes wide. All the way back. Langway inside his own blue line. Beating it ahead. Roenick on the right wing for Larmer. In over the line. Langway rides his man on. Hatcher comes in. Ties up Roenick. Puck squirts loose. Roenick trying to feed it back to the defense. Creighton and Hatcher bump. Off the net. Behind. Don Beaupre. Langway steers it ahead to Ridley, who finds an opening and down the ice. Good penalty killing for the Capitals. And some fresh skaters come out. Bob Rouse, John Druce, Michael Pavanka, and Mike Lawler. Rouse wraps it around the boards. Right there at the point was Yanni. Carrying it ahead. Knocked down by Bob Rouse. Here's Dirk Graham from the face-off circle. Gets it back to Yanni. Back to Graham. We're tied 2-2. 12:51 left. Here's a drive. Blocked by Rouse. 51 seconds left in the penalty. Murray off the skate of Rouse. Graham has it. Gets it cross ice to Chelios. Some traffic in front of Beaupre. Puck flip behind the net. Graham takes a hit from Rouse. Here's Murray. Back to Graham. Here's Chelios. Getting it to Troy Murray. Back to Graham. One time. Up into the crowd as it's deflected. And some traffic in front. Goulet gets sticks up. Bob Rouse is there. Mike Lawler's there. And we will not have too much developed here.
The Capitals upset. Both Chicago players trying to drive, trying to get Beaupre off his game, giving him little pokes inside the crease. Chicago Blackhawks moving it around pretty well, but they're shooting from the outside. The Capitals get his stick on it, goes right over the boards. Chelios. Graham takes a shot, I should say, right over the glass into the seats. But they're trying to get some traffic in front of Beaupre. Beaupre's been able to see the puck because the Capitals defensemen have been moving them out, giving them full sight.
Mike Ridley, Kelly Miller. Back out front, Langway and Hatcher. Back on the defense. Larmer now centers this forward unit with Graham and Goulet flanking them on the wings. Caps win the draw, comes back to the Hawks at the point. Along the near boards, Graham feeding it ahead. Here's a centering pass in front. Goulet couldn't handle it, and Beaupre holds on. 15 seconds left now, and the penalty to Dave Tippett, who, without question, would have seen some ice time here. He was one of the Capitals' effective penalty killers.
The Capitals really collapsing their top guy, and that's a great play. Their top guy getting back into the play, forcing him. Kelly Miller coming back in, taking out Goulet. And that's the type of thing the Capitals have to do. The top two guys have to collapse because the Chicago Blackhawks power play works only down low because they don't like to shoot from the point.
12 minutes and 12 seconds left here in the third period. We're tied 2-2 on WDCA. Hope you're enjoying tonight's hockey action from Chicago, this famed arena. Chelios getting it ahead. Hatcher intercepts, wraps it off the board. Chelios keeps it in with a backhand. Back onto the stick of Kevin Hatcher, who turns away and clears it down the ice with Dave Tippett getting set to return to the ice. 1 second, he's back on. Caps have effectively killed off the penalty. Manson, lead pass for Graham, the team captain of the Hawks. Caps are intercepting, and here's a pass for Tippett. Intercepted there by Manson. Manson skates between the face-off circles in his own end. Getting it to Graham, who circles. Back to Manson at center. Wraps it into the open corner. Lawler is there. Tipped off his stick by Hudson in front. Hatcher almost put it in his own net. Bondra now. leading the Capitals attack. And over the blue line. Backhands it. The puck actually hopped over his stick, and he put himself offside. 11:21 left. Stay tuned. The Washington Capitals and the Hawks are tied.
If someone told me there was a 90% chance of rain, I'd carry an umbrella. And if someone told me there was a 90% chance lightning would strike this spot, I'd move. Now, if someone told me 90% of the people use the genuine C&P telephone yellow pages, I'd put an ad in it. The genuine C&P telephone yellow pages. No other book can match it. A Bell Atlantic company.
You are watching Washington Capitals hockey on WDCA TV.
You're watching DC 20, WDCA TV in Washington, D.C. The fun starts here.
Play underway as Tatarnov feeds it ahead for Tippett, right out of the stick of Yanni. Yanni turned around by Hunter, still able to get the puck ahead, but Lawler quickly dumps it back out. Long lead pass for Creighton off his stick. Bondra slaps it back into the Chicago end. Hawks get sticks up. Hunter's turned around, and penalty. Hooking is the call, and the Caps will be back on the power play.
Well, Greg Gilbert's going to get that one for hooking. We'll be right back with the Capitals on the power play right away.
For most of us, the only thing that's more fun than staying home to watch the game is going out to watch the game. So come on down, catch the game with Budweiser, Bud Light, and Bud Dry. And enjoy all the action on and off the field.
Have mercy. You got it now.
Well, let's see what the Capitals can do with this power play. Creighton off for hooking, 9:08. Here's the call.
Oh, yeah, some hard work by Dale Hunter. He broke through. Creighton had to haul him down, or Dale Hunter would have created a 2-on-1 for the Capitals. This is where the Capitals power play, they've got to continue to get shots from the point, get some traffic in front of Belfour, and get that tip and get the shot off your body and into the net. It doesn't count. It only counts if it goes in, and the Caps are looking for this go-ahead goal.
Dale Hunter, flanked by Druce and Povanka up front, Johansson and Hatcher. Chelios, Manson on the blue line, Larmer and Graham up front to kill it off for the Hawks. Here comes Kevin Hatcher, intercepted there by Graham. Kevin Hatcher back to Johansson. Caps will regroup. Behind their own net. Johansson's pass intercepted by Chelios. Pulling out valuable seconds here now. Chelios turns away from John Druce. No penalty call. Fans didn't appreciate that. Back the ice. Up the ice comes Kevin Hatcher. Ahead to Povanka. Michael Povanka. Cross ice for Druce. He couldn't get it. Chelios is there, and he clears it. Actually carries it in over the line. A drop pass. Chelios on the backhand. Beaupre's got the save. The rebound left loose in front. Beaupre's got it underneath him and holds on. Chris Chelios with some great work to get the puck down ice, forcing the play on the Capitals, who are enjoying the manpower advantage.
Well, yes, the Capitals just a little bit not really paying attention to their first pass. Chelios comes across. He's got a good backhand. He lets it go. Beaupre makes the first save. He doesn't know where it is. Graham comes in, but a good job by Johansson clearing out Graham to make sure he doesn't get that rebound laying in the net, laying in the crease to put into the net. Graham works a nice little give and go here. He goes to the net, tries to get the rebound for a shorthanded goal. He can't get it. Caps have him still on the power play in their own zone. And Dirk Graham, a quality penalty killer, 13 shorthanded goals in his last 2 years. He's a guy the Capitals have to watch. He creates a lot of chances for himself through hard work out there on penalty killing.
Leach feeding it to Tatarnov, who's back on the blue line now with Kevin Hatcher. Ridley giving it to Zezel and over the line. Conroy gets an elbow up, as does Keith Brown behind the net. Oh, a hard hit behind the Chicago net. On Leach, oh, Ridley in front, and he fired it high into the crowd. Great hit behind, but a legal one on Steve Leach behind the Chicago net. Then the puck squirts loose to Ridley, who fires it high into the crowd.
Some real hard hits. It goes to the point. Kevin Hatcher knocks it down. He's a big, tall guy. Grabs it, puts it on the ice. Looks for Ridley for a one-timer. It's rolling a little bit. Ridley tries to get it up because he knows Belfour's sliding across with his pads. He had to put it up top, rolling a little bit. It went right over the net. And some heavy hitting behind the net. Jocelyn Lemieux, he's a strong guy. Leach, a strong guy. They both collide. Leach falls down, but some heavy hits here in this third period.
Jocelyn Lemieux, by the way, is the brother of Claude Lemieux, a newcomer to the Patrick Division, now with the New Jersey Devils. McNeil dumps it into the Washington end. 41 seconds left. In the minor penalty to Creighton, as Tatarnov has it. He quickly feeds it back to Hatcher. Back to Tatarnov. Watch the long lead pass here from the Soviet defenseman. Puts it right out of the stick. Off a Blackhawk to Leach, and he couldn't control the puck. Lemieux tying up along the boards. Here's Leach. Feeding to Zezel. Back to Stephen Leach. 16 seconds left. A shot hits the side of the net. Peter Zezel gets it back to Leach. To Hatcher. Hatcher back to Leach. Tatarnov wants the puck, raising his stick, but no shot at it. And it looks like as Adam Creighton steps onto the ice, the Blackhawks have successfully killed off the penalty. Here's a pass to Dale Hunter. His legs taken from underneath him by Adam Creighton, and he gets up slowly, and he quickly heads off to the bench. Dale Hunter had his legs taken from under him, and he is in a great deal of difficulty over at the Capitals bench. Capitals can ill afford any other injuries.
Another big event tonight, Jeff, is that big fight. Holyfield just knocked out Douglas in the third round to become the heavyweight champion of the world.
That heavyweight division has me stunned.
Well, it seems
Holyfield now is already talking about not fighting Mike Tyson, but he wants to fight George Foreman.
Excuse me, I interrupted you there, but he came into camp, he looked a little bit out of shape, Douglas. Holyfield, very strong, worked out a lot. They both worked out a lot, but it was a quick fight, 3 rounds knockout.
Face off to the left to Don Beaupre. Kelly Miller. Set for the draw for the Capitals. Rowan tie up in the face-off circle. Steve Larmer fires a shot towards the net. Kelly Miller's turned around. We've got a delayed penalty. There it is. Jeremy Roenick in the offensive zone. Rob Schick saw it all as Miller was turned around, and the Caps will be back on the power play. Stay tuned.
It's an eye-opener from your Hyundai dealer. When you've got a good thing going, you don't change it, right? The Hyundai Excel is such a great value. It's been the best-selling import car over the past 5 years. But we just can't leave good enough alone. Now, with more standard equipment than ever, fuel-injected power, and sleek aerodynamics. Introducing the new 1991 Excel. At this new low price, we've made a good thing a whole lot better.
Now get up to $1,500 cash back on 90 Excels and $500 on 91s.
Well, Miller going for the loose puck, gets pulled. Roenick grabs his stick. Referee right there saw him grab his stick, pulls Kelly Miller down. The Caps are on the power play.
Puck cleared into the Washington end. Larmer racing after it. He's got Kevin Hatcher tying him up along the far boards. Puck squirts loose. Allie Johansson with Hatcher on the blue line up front. It's Ridley, Zezel, and Stephen Leach. Ridley playing the wing. Johansson tipping it ahead to Ridley, who knocks it down. Ridley in over the line, tipped off his stick. Chelios moving in, tying up Stephen Leach along the far boards. Ridley comes in to help out. Gets it to Zezel. Zezel turned around by Manson. Manson with the puck now. Long lead pass. And too far for Dirk Graham. Right on Beaupre. Hawks change on the flies. Kevin Hatcher from center ice. Fires it in. It's off the back of the net. Chelios feeding it past Dale Hunter, who's back. We're happy to report. Seems to be no worse for the wear. Hunter turned around. Kelly Johansson steps up to keep it in. McNeil with Preslow. 49 seconds left. Both teams change on the fly. Hatcher on the boards for Hunter. Dale Hunter to Johansson. He flips it off of Blackhawk at the blue line. Johansson turns away to Pivonka. He's replaced by Tatarnov. Here's John Druce. He's onside on the right wing. Druce fires a shot. Blocked with the chest protector by Belfour, and he holds on. And with 25 seconds, the Capitals are forced a face-off in the Chicago end.
So the Capitals trying some long passes. The Chicago Blackhawks standing them up, keep dumping it back into their zone, and that's why they're being successful. But Michael Pivonka, a nice long pass, feather pass over to Druce. Druce picks it up with his stick and his skates, fires it, trying to go high over Belfour's catching glove, and hits him right in the chest for a good save.
25 seconds remaining in the penalty to Jeremy Roenick. Terry Murray offering some final instructions to his power play unit. Tatarnov and Johansson now out there.
Well, yeah,
new unit on the blue line.
Excuse me. They've got a couple of different power play setups out there. Terry Murray's probably going to tell them, let's go into the shooting one. Let's put Dale Hunter, Pivonka in front, Druce in the slot, looking for that same rebound the way he scored in the first period.
Chris Chelios tied up by Druce along the far boards. John Druce with the puck, trying to feed his blue liners. Gets it back to Tatarnov. Here's Tatarnov, shot right at the net. The rebound, and it's picked up by Dirk Graham. Graham wraps it around the boards and the glass and down into the center ice zone. 5 seconds left in the penalty to Roenick. Tatarnov misses a check from Chelios, who wrestles him to the ground. Now Chelios trying to get something going with Tatarnov right there in front of the Capitals bench. Chris Chelios taking liberties, but Tatarnov is not backing down. Back come the Blackhawks. Here's a shot by Larmer. It goes wide. The rebound in front. Tatarnov skates off the ice, replaced by Lawler, and Pivonka breaks down. Michael Pivonka onside, fires a shot, gloved by Belfour, and he holds on, but quickly feeds it to Chelios. Little action and activity in front of the Washington bench. All this while play continued. Puck finally kicked back in by the Blackhawks, an offside call. And we'll have a face-off outside the Washington blue line. Rob Schick having words with several members of the Capitals, saying, hey, what's going on?
Well, the Hawks, they get a 3-on-1 here. He shoots it high, and it goes right over the post, over the crossbar, and goes wide. But they broke down. They got the odd man rush because Tatarnov, Chelios were jostling at the bench. They thought there was going to be a whistle. The Capitals upset that there wasn't a whistle, and maybe 2 penalties handed out, 1 each. No penalty was called, and they just went past Tatarnov in on a 3-on-1.
Misha, as he prefers to be called. Tatarnov making his second National Hockey League start. I haven't had a clock up here, but I would venture a guess that Tatarnov has not seen as much ice time as he did in Philadelphia.
Well, and one comment from him was that he's really going to have to get used to these small ice surfaces. In Europe, you can use that long pass. It's worked for him here because you can spread out the defense. But in the NHL, the puck moves faster than you skate. You got to give it a little give and goes, quick passes, get the tempo going for you.
Rod Langway for the Capitals. And over the line, written off by Yanni, offside the call. 5:43 left in the third period in regulation time. Both the Chicago Blackhawks and the Capitals have played a total of 10 games. Both teams have yet to play in overtime. That could change here tonight.
There's Langway and Hatcher. I call them the Twin Towers, Jeff. They're 2 big guys, and in this ring, they can cover a lot of space. They spread their arms out. They can cover a lot of territory, and they're key guys in a ring like this.
Mike Ridley. Adam Creighton set for the face-off. Won cleanly by Ridley. Off Pateman. The 2 linesmen here tonight, and the Blackhawks quickly clear the zone. Bob Rouse racing after it. Being chased by Goulet. Rouse now held by Goulet. Rouse comes back to tie him up. Ressler takes a hit there from Lawler. Puck squirts loose in front. Lawler on one knee, gets back to his feet. Traffic in front. Beaupre makes the save. Now it's Ridley backhanding it to center. Shot by Yanni. Into the Washington end. Lawler to Leach. Leach to Pivonka, too far. There's Chelios. Behind his own net. Starts the Hawks attack off to Gilbert. Centering pass for Roenick. Here's Roenick, couldn't control the puck. Kelly Miller looking to feed to Zezel. Zezel's got a breakaway. Zezel moves in. Belfour the save, the rebound. And it was just behind John Bruce. Rod Langway back for the Capitals. Peter Zezel sent in home free, but he couldn't thread the needle. Hatcher, cross ice for Kelly Miller. John Drew streaking towards the net. Kelly Miller puts the brakes on. Tied up by Chelios. John Drew fires his shot. Here's Zezel. Looking in front for Kelly Miller. Chelios has got his stick. John Drews to Zezel and hops over his stick. Caps in the offensive zone. Hatcher's drive deflected wide. On the far board, John Drews tied up by Steve Larmer, who clears it off the boards into the neutral zone. Langway steps up from center, fires a shot right on. Glove there by Belfour. Caps with a 29-23 shot advantage. 3:47 left to go. Kevin Hatcher turns for McNeil. Clears it off the boards as he takes a hit. Here's Hunter with Dave Tippett. Tippett streaking towards the net. Hunter's got the puck. Sidesteps a check. Dale Hunter feeding it. Back to Bondra. And it hopped over his stick. Calle Johansson winds up. Dale Hunter in traffic in front of Belfour. Now it's Tippett looking for Hunter in front. And he's tied up there. Cross check to the ice. Conroy loses his edge. Dave Tippett, Caps controlling the play now in the Chicago end. Dale Hunter looking for Bondra, who's turned around on the play. Knocks control, but not out. Bob Rouse with a drive. Belfour sees it and holds on. 3:02 left to go. Stay tuned. We've got more action here as it heats up at the stadium in Chicago.
Consumers do have questions about nutrition. They're confused. They hear a lot of different information, sometimes conflicting, and people are looking for advice.
This looks like a good recipe.
Oh, and look, it's low fat. I think that we try to simplify the information to make it practical. Everybody likes recipes, and we provide them throughout the store so that you can go home that night, make a meal, know that it tastes good, and also that it's nutritious.
Looks terrific.
Wow, great dinner, Mom.
What we eat does make a difference.
Great end-to-end action here. Kelly Miller waits till he gets onside, then sees a streaking Peter Zezel. Peter Zezel comes in, tries to get Belfour off guard by shooting it very quickly. He shoots it in stride, a big save by Belfour.
Face off to his right. Won by Hudson. To Keith Brown. Brown being chased there by Stephen Leach on the far boards. Leach centers it. Michael Pivonka has a little difficulty controlling it. Back to the point and out. Rouse has got his man, Hudson. Racing after it now is Johansson. Wraps it around the boards to Larmer on the right wing. Larmer looking in front, tipped by a Capital. Back comes Leach. Stephen Leach to center, takes a hit from Larmer. Larmer throws one at Ridley. Pivonka turns, gets it ahead to Leach. Ridley standing in front, and his shot goes wide. Jocelyn Lemieux to Chelios. Off the stick of Hudson. Here's Bob Rouse stepping up. Rouse just feeds it off into the open corner. Caps change on the fly. 2:15 left in regulation. We're tied 2-2. Flipped on the backhand. High. Into the Washington end. Knocked down by Langway. Off the glass. Ahead to John Bruce. Bruce racing after it. Ridden off on the play by Conroy. And back there is Yanni. Brent Yanni off the boards. Two fire for Conroy to Tarnow. Back on the ice for the Capitals. Ridden off there at center was Zezel, who skates off to the Capitals bench. Icing the call against the Washington Capitals with 1:43 left in regulation.
The Capitals return home from this 5-game road trip on Friday night, November 2nd, and Wayne Gretzky and the rest of the Kings invade the Capitol Center. The game time is 8:05 p.m., and there are plenty of tickets still available, and you can get your tickets by calling phone charge at 432-0200. Operators are on duty till 10 p.m. And right after the game, all the women in attendance will be able to go on the ice to shoot for a Thanksgiving turkey, courtesy of Giant Food.
Mention the name Wayne Gretzky. Yes, for you youngsters, tickets available for that game. The Caps and the Kings, a week from tomorrow. And incidentally, Wayne Gretzky's got a horse along with owner Bruce McNall running in the Breeders' Cup Series Saturday. And it'll be interesting to see how Gretzky's horse does. Won a big race overseas, international race. Got to make it 2 in a row. Saturday. flipped on the backhand. In the neutral zone, it is knocked down and carried into the Washington end by Manson, who flips it off into the corner. Beaupre is there. He steers it ahead. Berglund tying up his man. Puck squirts loose to Gilbert. Cross ice for Brown. Larmer has it hopped over his stick. Lawler is there defending. Puck comes loose. Larmer couldn't control it. Berglund clears it through an opening all the way back down to the Chicago end with 1:05 left in regulation time. Icing is the call. The faceoff will come back into the Capitals end.
And then these crucial situations at the end of the period, they're going to put out the checkers, the Tippett, the Berglunds, just to get the puck out of the zone, play it safe. Let's not give the Blackhawks any good shots from the point, and let's clear out the traffic from in front of Beaupre.
First meeting of these two teams. Blackhawks winning the season series last year by a 2-1 count. Teams split the two games played in Washington. Chicago won 3-2 way back on October the 7th of last season.
This is a crucial face-off here. Mike Ridley, he's going to try to win it back into the corner, or try to keep it on the boards. You never try to poke it ahead, because then Manson or one of the defensemen, Chelios, can step in and get a good shot on that.
Looks like we're headed for the first overtime game between these two teams, and will represent the first OT for the two clubs. Roy Murray dumping it behind the Washington net. Lineway is there. He gets it to Lee. Creighton muscling along the boards. Caps trying to freeze it. It squirts loose, and Hatcher gets it to Lineway. Wide Lineway to Ridley off his stick. Backhanded by Creighton back into the Washington zone. Lineway quickly gets it out. Feeds it to Leach and over the blue line. Leach winds up. Belfour the save, and he holds on with Ridley skating in and awaiting a rebound.
Yes, that was a good play. Langway moved it up quick because he saw the Blackhawks were changing. And when you see the Blackhawks changing, you try to turn it up the ice as quick as possible.
So the Capitals now at 28 seconds have Kelly Miller, Peter Zezel at center, and John Druce on the right wing.
Here the fans are cheering Eddie, Eddie, Eddie for Eddie Belfour. He's become a fan favorite because he did so well last year in the playoffs. He played extremely well. He plays hard. And he's an acrobatic type goalie, so the fans really like him here.
Very solid game tonight in goal, stopping 29 of 31 shots. Don Beaupre with another big game. He stopped 21 of 23. And that's why we are 28 seconds away from heading to overtime. From the draw, Bob Rouse winds up. Belfour gets a piece of it. John Druce and Roenick tie up. Roenick, in fact, has lost his helmet. Zezel has his man tied up along the boards, and Roenick, helmetless, fires it into the Washington end. Bob Rouse flipping a high one. Knocked down by Zezel with a high stick. It's waved off. Manson getting it to Chris Chelios, content on just ragging it as the period comes to a close. And yes, we're headed to overtime. Coach Terry Murray and his hockey club headed to OT for the first time. Stay tuned. We'll have the overtime for you here on WDCA. Caps and the Hawks are tied.
This Halloween, DC-20 wants to scare you twice. On Halloween night at 8, those destructive little devils are back in Ghoulies 2. Then on Thursday at 8, it's a supernatural thriller of demonic proportions, The Unholy. And for a special treat, the first 20 callers to a special phone number each half hour win tickets to DC-20's premiere of Universal Pictures' new Child's Play 2. It's a special Halloween double feature, Wednesday and Thursday at 8 on DC-20, WDCA TV.
Trick or treat! No takeoffs, no landings. Amtrak's Metroliner service, New York City, a glide away. Civilized, spacious, productive, private phones, hourly departures, first class available. The fast track to New York, Amtrak's Metroliner service, the much more civilized shuttle. Help you?
Just looking.
interrupt this browsing for another useful tool.
Perfect.
The card that actually pays you cash back for every charge.
That's it.
The Discover card.
Thanks for just browsing.
It pays to discover the card that pays you back.
Jeff Rimmer, Craig Laughlin back here at the stadium in Chicago. We are heading to overtime. The Hawks and the Caps are tied 2-2. Let's get you caught up to date on the goal scoring to this point in time. A power play goal by Peter Zezel, number 5 on the year at 14-11. Hatcher and Leach drawing assist gave the Caps a 1-0 lead. Larmer tied it for the Hawks in the second with a similar power play goal, his 8th. Chelios and Roenick drawing assists at 55 seconds. And then the Capitals regain the lead with another power play goal. John Druce, his 6th of the year. That's Druce's 12th point. Hatcher and Leach drawing assists at 7:02. And then the even strength goal tying up this hockey game. Chris Chelios right on the doorstep. Fires it past Don Beaupre. His 4th of the season. Presley and Creighton drawing assists at 5:53. And thus we are headed to overtime. The last time the Capitals won an overtime game on the road was January 31st of last season, 4-3 at Minnesota.
There's a famous defenseman for you. I used to watch him all the time. Pete Magnuson. He's still living around here. He's a big part. He was a key defenseman. What I remember him for is he blocked a lot of shots.
Play underway. Rod Langway puts it right on the stick of Creighton. He winds up, scores! Rod Langway gives it away, and the Hawks win in overtime. 8 seconds into the overtime, the Caps guilty of a giveaway. And the Chicago Blackhawks come from behind for a 3-2 victory.
That's unfortunate, Jeff. The Capitals played a great game tonight. Both teams played very well, and it's the old story that I was going to say before overtime started. Overtimes are usually decided in the first minute or so. The Capitals, the Chicago Blackhawks, jump on a turnover here. They give it to Larmer, and Larmer just takes a shot, slap shot right over the glove of Beaupre for the goal, for the winning goal. Langway really upset with himself. Larmer just sort of intercepts the puck. Langway tried to flip it over his stick, trying to get a piece of him. Then he put it into the top corner for the winner.
8 seconds, the time of that goal.
Well, here it is.
Steve Larmer.
Yes, Jeff, he was trying to go for Zezel up the middle, a little flip pass. Larmer, very good hand-eye coordination. Knocked the puck out of the air, picked it up, threw it over the top of the glove of Beaupre for the winning goal.
We will step aside and have our post-game show here on WDCA. The Chicago Blackhawks come from behind and beat the Washington Capitals by 1.
Every day is Mama's Day, because now Mama's family is on 5 days a week.
Oh, boy, this is going to be great. Wait till I tell Mama. Wait till Skeeter finds out about this. 5 days a week.
Round up the kids and tell all the neighbors, because the Harper family is coming to your house 5 days a week. So listen to Mama.
You better watch me every day, or I'll tell your mama.
Starting Monday at 6:30 on DC-20, WDCA TV.
At Circuit City, our sales counselors will let you play with lots of different video cameras and